Hey everyone, Brantley here with GenAIPI again. We are going to get deeper into this tutorial about OpenClaw, and as you can see here, I have a slide pulled up. We are going to build your own Jarvis. We call our OpenClaw Jarvis, obviously from Iron Man reference. Because we live in that day and age now where we're using bots and agents to do work for us, and it's super cool. So our OpenClaw is going to connect to Slack. That's the way that we're going to channel into our Slack. So if you remember from the previous video talking about how OpenClaw works under the hood, the Slack channel or the channels within Slack, or Slack is going to be one of the channels that you're going to use to talk to your OpenClaw. So without further ado, there's going to be some pre-work that we're going to have to do here. So this tutorial is going to show you how to use a Hetzner virtual machine or a Hetzner VM. It's going to be running a Linux operating system. Ubuntu 24.04 will be at the time of this tutorial. That's what we're going to use. Obviously, we're going to install OpenClaw, open source and free, and then Slack is you're going to need to have a Slack channel with admin access, and that's what this tutorial is going to be about, getting this all set up here. And so I have a little prerequisites list so that you can pause and make sure you have all of these gathered as we get into this. And I'm going to show you individually how to do some of these so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm also going to have you unlock and learn the cheat code of AI. You don't have to know everything. AI can totally help you fill in the gaps, and that's what we're here to teach you. So we're going to need a Hetzner Cloud account, or you will. I have one. You're going to need an LLM API key, so choose your model of choice, whether that's OpenAI, whether that's Anthropic, whether it's Grok. Have an account for that model. You could host your own LLMs. If you're capable of doing that, sure, host your own LLM and have that ready to be connected in. And the API key is just the quickest way to get to running today, because the flagship models, Opus is an Anthropic model, Opus 4.6, very intelligent, highly capable of doing very complex tasks and coding. Same with OpenAI. The ChatGPTs are just awesome as well. There's different versions of each, and we kind of talked about that before with some of the OpenClaw history tutorial piece. Have that ready. We'll be using the terminal. So what do I mean by the terminal? For those that are non-technical, it's basically, they also call it the CLI, the command line interface. That's that black MS-DOS window that you see in all the movies when the hackers are doing their thing and they're going to town on the keyboard. That's a terminal. Whether you're on a Mac or a Windows, it doesn't matter. I'm using a Windows, so I'm going to be showing on a Windows, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to kind of do some of these things with the help of AI. So we're going to implement AI within here to help us achieve our goal of getting OpenClaw set up and run here. You're going to need your Slack workspace. So make sure you have a Slack account and you have a workspace and that you're the admin within that workspace, because that's going to be important for connecting it to your OpenClaw. You have to have that admin access. And what I'm going to show you right now is what an SSH key is and how to make that and have that available for your virtual machine, essentially. So, because that's going to help us protect your virtual machine that your OpenClaw is going to be installed on. SSH stands for secure shell. Sorry, yeah. You think that the letters stand for a word, but it's actually secure shell, I think, is what it's called for. So it's a code, very complex key that's going to allow you to unlock the door to get into your virtual machine and prove that you're you, and prove that the computer that you're using is the computer that's authorized to make changes on that virtual machine. And that's going to be very important, because by default, the SSH key is not installed on a Hetzner virtual machine, and you have to do it manually. So right now, I'm going to show you how to get this SSH key. So without further ado, let's go to ChatGPT. So choose your LLM of choice. If you have access to Gemini, great, you can use Gemini. I like to use ChatGPT. I pay the $20 a month, and I have unlimited token usage with ChatGPT when I pay $20 a month. I mean, I guess I can't use the Pro the entire time, or the thinking, the more complex thinking one. But for most tasks, generally you don't need those high-powered pieces of it, and you can use them some with a $20 a month account anyways. So I'm going to use ChatGPT for this, and I'm going to pretend I have no idea how to set up an SSH key, and I'm going to show you how to leverage AI to help you kind of do some of these things when you're like, man, I have no idea how to do this. How do I do this? And it'll break it down for us. So you can also use Grok, and if you have Claude Code or anything, you can use Anthropic as well to do this. So choose your point, pick your tool, what's your LLM, and we're going to say this. I need you to teach me, or to walk me through making an SSH key on my Windows machine that I am using. I am non-technical, and I need step-by-step guide. That's even the grammar's horrible there, but it's gonna get what we're saying. So boom, let's hit enter. So this is very simple to do on your machines, whether you're on Mac. If you're on a Mac, tell it, say, hey, I'm on a Mac machine, I need to know how to do this step by step, I'm non-technical. If you're on a Linux machine, you're probably more technical if you're on a Linux machine, but it still applies. So and it explains to us what an SSH key is, for those that don't know. I know I talked about it a little bit. It's basically, it gives you two keys. You have a public one and a private one. The public one can be shown to the world, and it's kind of like the lock on your door. And then the private key is literally the key that's going to go in the lock to unlock the door. So that's kind of how you can differentiate those two things. So how we're going to do this on a Windows machine is I'm going to open up my PowerShell. It tells you right here, click the start button, go to PowerShell. I'm going to search it, Windows PowerShell. It's going to pull it up. Great. I've got my Windows PowerShell going on here. And we have it ready to go. So PowerShell is on. Check whether SSH is available. In the PowerShell window, copy and paste this. So you can copy and paste these codes right in. This is pretty easy to write. So I'm just going to write this one right there. It's asking for the version of SSH, and this is my version. OpenSSH for Windows. It's a free thing you can install on your machine. So if you do not have it, you will need to install it. I'm trying to find a place to put this that's not kind of like in my way, but it's also still showing you. So so if it says command not recognized, you're going to need to install that. So in PowerShell. So now that we have this, so you can tell it if you don't have that, have it help you install it. Super simple. It'll be another command. I have it installed, so I'm not gonna waste your time and show you that here. Okay, so we are here now, and we have our SSH installed. Now we need to run the next command, which is right here. So we can copy it. You can use the identifier that. Why did it copy it twice? Interesting. Weird things that happen. You only need this one copy right here. So SSH key, keygen, what type of key are you generating? What's type of key right here? And then you need to put an identifier on it. So you can put whatever you kind of want here, your email, or I can do test key, because I'm going to delete this right after this is done. And then we're going to hit enter. And then it's going to generate that key, those files, and then you have to tell it where to save it. You can just hit enter if you want the default, which is going to be right here. This is the default file path. So I went ahead and changed the name, so that's why I wrote this file path out here. So it's going to save it default like this, but I wanted to change the name so it doesn't get confused with any other default keys that I already have on my machine, because I have SSH keys. So I changed it to this file path with this name, test key. So now I'm going to hit enter. And now you can do a passphrase if you want. Probably be smart too. So go ahead and write a passphrase and hit enter. I'm just going to hit enter for no passphrase, because I'm going to delete this after this tutorial. but you're going to want to secure this SSH key. Same passphrase again. So now it's been saved, test key, and it also created a test key.pub, which is your public test key. The key fingerprint is this. Do not show this to anybody. I'm showing it to you because it's a tutorial, and I'm going to delete this key anyways, so it's going to be non-usable once this tutorial is over. It's giving you kind of like the key fingerprint, and it also has like a random art image. So your key is created at this point. So now it's saying, ChatGPT is still walking you through how to now get the key. So I'm going to copy this right here in ChatGPT. I'm going to paste it, and then, get content, and I got to change the name because, SSH, and then it's test _key .pub. Oh, I already had .pub there, sorry. Okay, so let's get content there, boom. Okay, so it just spit out the SSH key. So this is your public one, so this one's not as, needing to be as secure. So this is your public key. You're going to copy this entire line here all the way to the end of the name of the identifier. This needs to also be included, as well as the SSH type of key that it's going to be. You need to include, this is the public one. So this is what you're going to need to be able to set this up with your virtual machine. So this is the public lock, and then we have the key, which is this information here, which should never be shared, and that's going to be stored in this file here that's called test key. And we'll see more about using that here, but copy this entire line. This is what you're going to need for the rest of the tutorial.